Hello, kids. This is Ryan from the Dead Radio Podcast. Please excuse me while I get these plugs out of the way. Please subscribe to the Dead Radio Podcast on iTunes, Beyond Pod, or whatever your mobile podcast app preference may be to download and listen to the show on the go. Not sure how to do that? Go to our YouTube page by searching Dead Radio Podcast and watching the lovely video Adam posted to teach you dummies how to figure it out. You might as well subscribe to the channel as well while you're there. We're also on Instagram at Dead Radio Podcast and on Facebook as well. Facebook.com/Dead Radio Podcast. If you'd like to support the show, send us a few shekels at our Patreon page, patreon.com/Dead Radio Podcast. Your support will help to
enhance
the show and fund future Dead Radio projects like Tim Cop, a live chili cook-off, and a shot-for-shot remake of Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. We do this show for fun, but as Danny DeVito and Twins once said,
well, money talks and bullshit walks.
We also share the internets with other local podcasts, so check out Dark Side Records Podcast, Dorkside at Dark Side Podcast, Hudson Valley Legends Podcast, and Hudson Valley Transmitter Podcast. And as always, the Dead Radio Podcast is sponsored by Track 7 Studios, providing quality artistic photography and video services for advertising or events of any size. They will photography anything. And if anybody has been paying attention, I just said the word podcast 13 times. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the show.
This is the latest disclosure in a report from National Civil Defense Headquarters in Washington. It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life.
Welcome to Dead Radio.
We're not doing that.
How did she come to have sex with a dead man?
Don't call me Radio Unit 91.
You're a dead man. You're a dead man!
He's God here in this radio station.
Place where the dead speak.
Rebel Radio!
I'm a fake? Yes. How'd you like to be dead?
You ever think about doing radio?
My team is dead!
But you're not crazy. You're me. And this is just radio.
By the powers vested in me by the Federal Communications Commission, I command you to get on the microphone in a serious manner and continue this broadcast.
Sorry, we're making off-color jokes.
Not really. I was saying it was awesome.
Welcome, everyone.
I feel like I can't hear myself again.
Could be your volume. I know. I
Check,
saw you
check,
turn it
check,
down.
Check. Yeah, I can. Doesn't seem as loud as it was. I hear myself, though. It's fine.
Give you a little juice. Episode number 116, off and running.
With special guests, no one. Hope all two of you enjoyed the YouTube video that I put up earlier today.
Because that's the last you're going to see of Francis Dean on this fucking show.
Persona non grata now.
No,
we desperately want them to come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
But turns out, what did they say they had?
They had viral hepatitis. They did a long stretch in Papua New Guinea before they came back to the States, played a few shows over this past weekend, but apparently it's really bad, and
they're quarantined at Vassar Hospital right now.
Their drummer Jesse he's probably gonna die.
Yeah, is it Jesse?
I don't know.
I don't know their names. I thought it was Justin.
Justin? I thought it was Jesse.
I have no idea. I don't remember.
Well, their Bandcamp says John, and their Facebook says Jesse. So we're just going to call him Bob. Let's call him Bob.
Bob the drummer.
Bob the drummer. Mohawk the singer.
Yeah, so anyway, it was kind of last minute, but it's not a big deal. This is not a real fancy show, so...
No,
we kind of needed a night without guests anyway.
We definitely wanted those guys on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We saw them... What night was that? Wednesday? Thursday?
Wednesday.
It was Wednesday night at Oasis in New Paltz, and if you've, it was a good show, great show. I think they're fantastic live.
Yeah.
They're great to watch live. One of my favorite intros to start the show was the just regular PA music that was happening before they took the stage. One of the songs that came on was "Send Me on My Way" by Rusted Root. I can't remember the actual titles. Like "Send me on my way, on my way, send me on my way."
Yeah, they play
Send
that
me
at the
on
coffee
my
shop. They
way.
play it at the coffee shop all the time.
Do, 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 do. Yeah. Anyway, so the music, Rusted Root fades down, and Paul goes. I think his name is Paul. He goes, "Hi, we're Francis Dean from Kingston, and if you like Rusted Root, you're gonna fucking hate us." And then they just started.
I'm upset that we didn't get that.
I know, because we were
Yeah.
fumbling with our stupid recorder.
Well, it's the
so-
first time we've taken it out. Jesus Christ, all I'm getting is buzzing. So much buzzing.
Well,
I mean, I don't think anyone's hearing it at home. It's just in my
definitely
head. I mean, these are fucking $18 headphones, so I'm not surprised.
So unfortunately, they're not here. That's all good because we got plenty of shit to catch up on.
And we got some audio of them that we'll play. We'll spatter it in throughout the show.
Yeah.
So you guys can hear how our recorder does.
A light dusting.
Yeah.
So. But what I do want to start off the show with, which we haven't started off the show with in a long time, is this from the Corrections Omissions Department. Did I just stumble? I just stumbled through that.
Didn't
Fuck.
You should come up with a production piece so you can't mess it up.
Oh.
Yeah.
From the Corrections and Omissions Department. Notes from the Corrections and Omissions Department.
Corrections and omissions?
Yeah. So this week on Corrections
That's
and
fucking
Omissions.
brutal. I'm glad you have no problem making fun of yourself.
I don't give a shit.
Where'd you find this music?
I just typed in funny royalty-free music on YouTube and bing, bang, boom. I think the guy's name is Jean Grey.
Good for him.
So, this week, last week, we said that the curtains match the drapes, and was it Ambular from...
let us know the second it happened. I just didn't check my phone until the end of the show. That is not correct at all.
Yeah, it's actually...
Yeah, I mean, it felt wrong. That was why I asked you, wait, what did you say?
Yeah, the curtains
But
are drapes.
Yeah.
It's
the same. It's the same thing.
In a loose sense. It's actually carpet matches the
Yeah,
drapes.
it's the term.
Apparently, y'all are idiots is the quote that we got on
Yeah.
So
Yes, she let us
carpet match the drapes.
know. Yes.
So that's the end of...
So the moral of the story is Bosch is a 5 o'clock shadow over his entire body.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was about.
Yeah.
See, listen to this. This is great, right?
Yeah, it's good.
Puts you in the mood.
Yeah.
Gets you nice and jovial.
I do like that you're using it as a bed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
I wish I could skip to the end easily, but I can't. I just added in a nice little thing at the end, but I guess.
You can't do it easily?
That's for longer...
Oh, I should pull up my soundboard, shouldn't I?
That's for longer, longer
corrections
discussions
and
about...
omissions?
Yeah. So maybe one day we'll get to the end, but not now.
You're lucky my soundboard's not up.
Nah. So yesterday, actually, you know what? We should go... Do you want to get right into the whole Chris Cornell thing, or do you want to save that for a later date?
We could.
I mean, there's not much to talk about. Everything's really been said right now.
For those that don't know, Chris Cornell is dead.
Yeah.
From an apparent suicide.
So what I read was that I was a fiend that day that he died, which was actually Thursday. So he was dying, like, as we were getting in from the show. I'm sorry, the Clutch show.
Yeah.
We saw Clutch on Wednesday. We saw Francis Dean on Thursday. So Wednesday we're pulling in, and I dropped you or whatever, whoever dropped whoever off, and like at that moment, Chris Cornell was committing suicide.
Yes.
So that was kind of a fucking weird realization. Yeah, he was 52, and they found him with a belt around his neck. They found him dead.
Was he hanging though? I mean,
no, he was not hanging. So
yeah, so I'm
as far as
I'm
I
going
know.
to agree with you. The autoerotic asphyxiation.
Well,
thing.
Adam texted me. We're talking about it, and my first reaction was autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yeah, well,
just
my first thing was like, oh, he must have been on drugs again. And when I first heard about it, a side note, I now wake up every morning at 5:30 because of my carpal tunnel. It's like you ever have your foot fall asleep? It's like pins and needles.
Yeah.
That's the way it feels. So every morning I'm up at 5:30, and I got a message from Rob that he had died. So I immediately Googled it. They just said that he was found dead in his hotel room, and there were no other details. Then the BBC, I think, was the first one that was reporting that it was an apparent suicide, and that was based on a paramedic telling someone from the press that he had something wrapped around his neck when they found him. And he was pronounced dead on the scene, so he'd been dead all night.
So, sorry about this. That was a goddamn automatic fucking video playing on Rolling Stone. I'm trying to find so everybody was speculating all day. I said autoerotic asphyxiation, just like the guy from NXS, Michael Hutchinson, I believe is his name.
And the guy from Kung Fu.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And what was
I
his name?
don't remember.
God damn it! That's gonna drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, his wife, Vicky, Chris Cornell's wife, released a statement. To preface, I'm
David
just going
Carradine.
David Carradine. I was just going to take a chunk out of this. It's a very nice, thing, what she wrote. But the big thing that stood out was when we spoke after the show. I guess he had called her on the phone after the show. I noticed he was slurring his words. He was different. When he told me he may have taken an extra Ativan or two, I contacted security and asked that they check on him. What happened is inexplicable, and I'm hopeful that further medical reports will provide additional details. I know that he loved our children, and he would not hurt them by intentionally taking his own life. An attorney for the Cornell family reiterated Vicky's belief that an extra dosage of Ativan, an anxiety medication often employed by recovering addicts, altered Chris Cornell's mental faculties after the Detroit show. The lawyer added that the Cornell family is disturbed at inferences that Chris knowingly and intentionally took his own life. Without the results of toxicology tests, we do not know what was going on with Chris or if any substances contributed to his demise. Passage said. Passage is the lawyer. Chris, a recovering addict, had a prescription for Ativan and may have taken more Ativan than recommended doses. The family believes that Chris took his life. When Chris took his life, he did not know what he was doing, and the drugs or other substances may have affected his actions. The side effects of Ativan, and I have heard this before. I can't remember. Somebody mentioned somebody I know, and it escapes me who, mentioned that their doctor had talked about prescribing them with it until they read this. Side effects include paranoid or suicidal thoughts, slurred speech, and impaired judgment.
Wow.
So, if he's an addict, okay?
Yeah.
If this drug gives you some sort of a buzz and he had a rough night or whatever the fuck, took an extra one or two just to catch a quick fix of a prescription that he already has, so he doesn't have to, whatever, he's not going to get caught finding drugs, this and that. Maybe he just wanted something to take the edge off, and then all of a sudden that shit happens and he starts turning, and then he turns suicidal. And this isn't the first case. This has happened to, normies before.
Yeah.
Normal people, not...
Normies.
Yeah, normies.
Non-fucking rock legends.
Yeah, non-rock gods. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we at the Dead Radio Podcast are shocked and saddened by the passing of the great Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
We were massive Soundgarden fans all through high. We, for those who don't know us, in high school we were the last. I think we were the last people hanging on to the grunge era.
Yeah, I mean,
I hate to use that word.
We were definitely a little young for it.
However, we latched onto it like a fungus.
But I mean, that doesn't really, because most of those bands were still around and gigging and making albums and stuff. So, we got into Pearl Jam.
We got into all these bands after they stopped wearing flannel.
Yeah.
So we started wearing flannel for them.
For them. Well, you don't need to wear thermals when you're on a climate-controlled private jet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when Chris Cornell died. I wasn't, or not Chris Cornell.
Lane?
No, Kurt Cobain.
Kurt.
That was like my first real like memory of the grunge thing. I was like 13.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It didn't really affect me that much because I didn't really know. And that's probably why I never really got into Nirvana, because they weren't making new stuff when I was into that kind of music.
Well, I think I guess the newest thing at the time was their Unplugged album that they did with MTV, and how like, oh my God, Nirvana Unplugged, blah blah blah. Everybody lost their shit over it, and then like I don't know, a month later he was dead, and I hadn't. It didn't affect me because
I remember my dad talking to me about it, and he was like, "Well, what do you think about that and this and that, and whatever." And my uncle had committed suicide a few years prior.
Oh.
So, you know, my dad really wanted to hit it home that it's a really horrible thing that happened, and it was because of drugs, and he was depressed, and it's not something that like you should do to solve your problems.
Yeah.
So I do remember that conversation pretty well. But
and there's also that that other theory.
What? Oh, that Courtney Love killed him. I feel like
let's not go off on that whole thing. I just wanted to pop that in there real quick. But I
think it's this thing.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so Kurt, and then I remember Lane, I was working at Stop and Shop in Wappingers, and that was like, whoa, I had to like walk away, you know.
Yeah,
I had to
that was
take
a tough
15
one.
minutes and sit in the car. Well, Alice in Chains out of the four, I should say, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains is my favorite out of the bunch. Now, back then it was probably more Pearl Jam, but to me, like, you know, but I remember needing a minute for that. But when I heard Chris died, I woke up to a text from Tony, and he's just like, Cornell died. And that's all it said. I'm fucking crushed. I was like, what? And I just went on Facebook, and there it was. I was just in shock.
Yeah.
For like days after, I just like was like, this is no, this is like a fucking joke or some shit. And when I like all of a sudden, for some reason, I was just walking around the house. I was listening to everybody's, I hear I'm gonna toot my own horn on this one. Everybody's walking around their house making their Spotify playlist for Soundgarden. I already got I got my iPod already set up.
Yeah,
I already had I just clicked sound. I found Soundgarden.
Gotta jump on Spotify.
Not me.
Well, we already we had the fucking single soundtrack playing in Amy's car 3 days before.
Because we're better than you. No,
because this is our version of I read Game of Thrones before it was a TV show.
Yes.
Yeah.
So actually, you want to hear something creepy?
Sure. What would you do if I said no? We just move on.
No, probably. I'd just say it anyway. So I got my iPod out. I was like, I should listen. I got to listen to some Soundgarden now. I just have to. You just do.
Yeah.
So I put it on. I hit just play, just shuffle. I just
Solid.
highlighted Soundgarden all and hit shuffle. And the first fucking song that comes on is Like Suicide. That's
not creepy and not true.
No, it's not true. It was Heretic off the Deep Six album. So I was like, Heretic! I'm like, yep, this is Soundgarden. Some really old fucking Soundgarden. But I was walking around the house. I was like, oh, fucking Temple of the Dog, too. Let me listen to some Temple of the Dog. Hunger Strike came on, and that's when it hit me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my God. So it's a fucking crushing blow, man, but
it's too bad we didn't pay $500 to go see Temple of the Dog, huh?
Jesus Christ.
So fucking pissed about that.
What are you going to do?
Oh, nothing now. I mean,
yeah, absolutely nothing now. Actually, I was really hoping to have Francis Dean in because those guys,
they're obviously fans.
Yeah, they have to be.
Oh, and that riff that he noodled out was Spoon Man.
I didn't even hear it.
Yeah, I got it.
I wasn't.
It's in the beginning of the video that I posted today. You didn't even watch it? Son of a bitch.
No. I was
just shared it.
Yeah.
For all you know, right in the middle of it, it could be like some fucking hidden camera footage that I have of you that I posted on YouTube, and you just didn't even notice. You just share it.
Now you have a mission to try and catch me.
I don't think I have anything that embarrassing.
No. Yeah, at that fucking show, I missed a lot of stuff at the show because I was too busy obsessing over the fucking drunk guy
The guy that was like,
and his adorable
he
girlfriend.
was on something and just covered in sweat.
So I'm trying to watch Francis Dean, and then I see these people come out. If you ever been to Oasis, there's like the main bar area where the stage is and everything, a pool, a spot to shoot pool, and then like restaurant seating in the back, and then it looks like a hidden room on the side.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't see into the room. So all of a sudden, a bunch of people come out, and this one guy comes out as Francis Dean starts playing, and he just starts spazzing out on the dance floor, takes his shoes off. He's sweating like a pig. He's a big son of a bitch.
Sweating like he must have been on something, kind of sweating.
Yeah, he was the biggest motherfucker
because it was
in
perfectly
the place.
comfortable in there.
Yeah.
You know?
So he's freaking out, and wigging out, and I'm laughing. And then I see his girlfriend come out. Well, I figured out it was his girlfriend right away because she was like, "Stop! Stop it! What do you stop? No, stop it!" She just kept yelling. I was like, "Oh shit!" He's like aggressively drunk, and she just wants to have a nice time. It's too loud. It's too loud. She kept saying it was too loud. I was like, "All right, so we're in the right place." But he kept he's.
Was that the guy that came over asked us to play pool?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the guy.
Yeah, he was a fucking mess.
He came up to me in between songs and was just like, "Bro, dude, I love your hair, dude."
I got it. You want to listen to it?
No, do you? Please, please.
Just give me a second.
Oh,
I didn't
wait.
put it on the soundboard.
He came up to me.
I
and
have
said-
you saying.
Yeah, he came up to me saying how great my hair was. And then, I just mumbled into the fucking recorder. Uh-oh.
No, I got it. It's just going to take a second because I didn't put it on the soundboard.
Some drunk guy just came up to me. Oh, shit, I have really nice hair. I want that to be known and recorded.
And listen.
Ah.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Spoon Man.
So he complimented me on my hair, but then he started doing that boyfriend thing where he's like drunk and having a good time and then trying to still pay attention to her who's not having a good time at all.
Yeah.
And it just was the most awkward thing. I'm like, "Oh, dude, you're just digging yourself into a grave. If you just stop everything right now and
Just
fucking cool your fucking jets, have a glass of water, the rest of the night is salvageable." But he refused. He wanted to dance barefoot to Francis Dean, and he fucking did. Until she stomped away into the hidden room.
Yeah. Because I didn't even see who you were talking about, but I knew the guy for sure.
It was just, I couldn't pay attention to
It was the end of the show. It was after the show when the guy came up. He's like, "Would either of you gentlemen like to play a game of pool with me?"
And she's pulling him.
Yeah, she's
pulling his other arm, like, "No,
physically
no."
pulling him away. Like, "No, just leave them alone. Let's go." And I was like, "We're leaving after the first song. Like, we're just checking out this band for one song. So no, guy."
Yeah.
He was like offering to pay for it, and I'm not doing anything with you, sir.
So that was fun, and I would have loved to have those guys on to talk about Cornell a little bit because they're a pure punk band, like grunge band.
Grunge band, yeah.
In its purest form, like the Seattle sound, it's like all encompassing. It was a wonderful to see.
Why don't we listen to some of their music real quick?
I mean, we can.
I have it right here.
If you have it queued up, I don't.
Yeah.
I have some other things.
Do you want to listen to live or?
Let's give the recorded.
So what do you think?
Clean. I think a good
IG88.
Well, no.
No,
because I don't think that's a
Harvey Wallbanger.
Do May.
Are we gonna talk over it, or are we just gonna listen?
We could talk over it.
All right.
We could listen to it for a minute.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Her name was May, she was plain insane, and she just kept walking around. I wanna stay, I wanna make it all okay, but she said it's too late for that now. And please wait, I swear to God it's not too late, and if
So-
we try, we could save it somehow, man.
It's got that surf rock type of shit going on in it, and then there's this.
You see, I hear in the beginning part, I hear a lot of Mudhoney, and then this is Nirvana, with like a surfy kind of.
Yeah. And they play like a punk band. Or a grunge. I keep saying punk, but
Yeah, I don't know why.
They play like a grunge band, just
Yeah.
all over the fucking place, just doing their thing. And, you know, it was great.
Yeah.
Great show.
Awesome show.
I'd love to have them on and talk to them and pick their brains about what the fuck makes them tick, because Bob or Jesse or Jones.
Justin. I think it's
Jim
Justin.
or
I'm pretty sure he said his name was Justin
Pete.
when I talked to him on the phone earlier today. But I'm terrible with names, and it's until like I've had a real conversation with someone, it's never gonna stick. It's very abstract until that time.
We'll call him Tucker.
Tucker?
Yeah.
Tucker.
Tucker was at the bar drinking like a fish and sweating and shit like that, and I was just like, oh my god, this guy's gonna be great. He's an excellent drummer.
Well, the funny thing was, he did mention that he's like, I don't know what the big deal is. I played for 2 weeks sick like that, but whatever. And then, and I'm thinking to myself, I mean, obviously they don't have hepatitis, but that shit's funny. It's like strep throat. Like, one of the guys is the singer. Like, he needs to take care of his shit. So it's totally fine. That, and I don't want them breathing all over everything down here.
Probably got hepatitis from the microphone from Oasis.
Yeah.
Or hepatitis, strep throat shit. Now I'm stuck
You're
on
just,
hepatitis.
You're believing your own fake news. Yeah, so it's totally fine. And then he texts me back, yeah, it's not going to happen. One of them has 102-degree fever. It's like, well, yeah, that's completely understandable. But we're definitely going to play a little bit more of their stuff over the break. And they're a fantastic band.
Yeah. But the night before, we went and saw Clutch.
Yeah, that was a
for
great
the
show,
what
too.
did we figure?
My 10th time, your 9th, or your 8th.
8th time, yeah.
Yeah.
And I would have to say, out of all of them, this was the one that I disliked the most.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And it had nothing to do with Clutch. We went to the Capitol Theater in Port Ewan.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
One of the nicest venues I've ever seen. And
I
I
saw.
saw-
I'm so happy right now because I just remembered something. Go ahead, keep going.
the crowd was just a Clutch crowd. A lot more ladies there
Yeah.
than usual. That was
there was
interesting.
that young girl with the leg tattoos next to us who knew every word from the new album and nothing else.
Yeah, nothing.
That
else.
was weird.
Yeah, it was very
I mean,
strange.
it's a great album, but really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as I'm just kind of watching the opening bands who were, what was the first band? I can't remember their name.
I don't remember at all.
They were all right.
The second band I fucking
They were
hated.
Lucero.
Lucero.
Oh, the Sword. The Sword opened.
Oh, The Sword. Yeah, and I've seen The Sword.
And they were great.
Yeah.
I'm just
actually,
not into their stuff all that much. That's all.
My least favorite show with Clutch was they were playing with The Sword, and The Sword I think was the only opener.
Oh.
And that was someplace in the city. You didn't want to go. You didn't want to deal with going down there and all that shit. And the crowd was real shitty.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was because a lot of people were there to see The Sword because it was a co-headliner with no opener.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe they did have an opener and I just missed it. I don't know. It's over.
There were
it's like 3 years ago
lot
now.
of Sword fans in that crowd on
But
Wednesday.
they played Gone Cold, Clutch, and you could barely hear the band over everyone talking over it.
Yeah.
Because Gone Cold is just an acoustic song with just Neil and just him singing. You can't really make that loud enough. If everyone in the whole room is just talking, all I could hear was their fucking conversations over him. So the crowd was just shitty, and Clutch went on first, so I didn't even see The Sword. We left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I mean it was 11 o'clock at night and we're down in the city, you know.
So Sword played, and then Lucero came on, and it was like it was country music, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it was the same fucking song over and over and over again. It was a slow beginning, big epic middle, and then a slow fade at the end.
They all sounded like commercials.
Oh,
they sounded like Budweiser commercials.
Adam kept turning to me. He goes, "It's like, oh, this is for the new Chevy F-150,
Yeah.
or whatever." No, that's a Ford F-150. I'm stupid.
Chevy F-150.
But the crowd, I noticed signs that said no surfing. So, okay, no
Yeah.
crowd surfing. I can get that. And then I ended up seeing a sign for no moshing.
Yeah.
So you couldn't do anything but stand there and watch the band.
Or bring in a camera.
You could, they didn't. Yeah, you
That
got
was so fucking stupid.
camera. Like,
Yeah.
can you talk about like
I
what
can
did
talk
the
about
guy
it.
say? to
So
you?
okay, so I'm a professional photographer, so I know that you need to get permission to do this shit. I'm not with a magazine; they're not going to let me go in front of the barrier or anything like that. But I sent them in several emails over the course of several weeks to their press email address and their regular info email address, and just saying like, hey, I'm with a podcast. I'm not going to be recording audio, but I was hoping that I could just bring my camera on and just get some just some videos for our YouTube page. If that's not okay, let me know. I won't bring it. No big deal. So this fucking thing is buzzing in my ear so bad. So we go. I talk to the security guard. He's like, that should be fine because it's not like a big fucking camera.
Yeah, but one thing everyone should take away from this is that never trust what the security guard says because they don't fucking know or care.
So I go down. I go into the. We're standing in the pit right in front of the stage. That same security guard was told to come and find me.
Yeah.
He brings me out, and he's like, "Yeah, you got to talk to my supervisor. I guess it's a problem." So I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
I have to talk to my manager.
Yeah. So the supervisor, one thing that really pisses me off, he is a person that won't look you in the eyes. That really fucking pisses me off.
He's like giving you attitude, but he won't look at you.
You're recording a podcast or some shit. And I was like, no, I'm not recording a podcast. That would require audio equipment. I just have like a point and shoot camera. I was going to shoot a little video. I wanted it to be a little bit better than camera phone. And he's like, get out. You got to get it out of here. Go put it in the car. Go put it in the car. Go put it in the car right now. And I was like, whoa, dude. I'm not recording the whole show. I mean, it's like you're going to have 100 people recording this on their cell phone. So you can record, but it has to be really shitty quality.
Yeah.
So fucking stupid. So I was like, it's fine. Just don't be a fucking asshole about it. I did everything in my power to reach out to you fuckers. If you just told me, no, you can't bring it in, no big deal. I wouldn't even have brought it. So then I was like, well... like he didn't want to let me back in. And I was like, well, then you're going to need to stand here with my bag while I go get car keys. I didn't fucking drive here. And he was being a real dick about it. He was like, just follow him. Just follow him. Like, what am I going to do? Hide my camera somewhere in the place? What the fuck's wrong with you? So,
they just said,
yeah. So I went and got the keys, went back in, and then I didn't realize my fucking ticket was in my bag. So I go to the thing, and I was like, my ticket's in my bag. I got to go back out to the car. And they're like, oh, it's fine. You went out with so-and-so, this and that. Yeah. But I was like, yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
They just had fucking Nazis running the show there.
Yeah,
it was really kind of annoying.
I don't care. It's fine. Of course, Clutch doesn't want high-quality, basically bootlegs of their shows out on the internet.
I don't think they give a fuck.
Well, there have been shows when there's been no recording whatsoever.
Sure, because there's a reason for that, though. There's policies and stuff in place, but I doubt they would give a flying fuck in the grand scheme of things.
No,
it's just the overall atmosphere of the place was just everybody was really afraid to do anything.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't mosh and stuff. Now I guess mosh and slam dance. And I know it's kind of dopey, but that's what you do at these shows. That's why I went to the Clutch show, because I was like, great, I can fucking rage a little bit, slam into people, and then just do a group jump in the air when Shogun named Marcus comes on or some shit like that. And they played a bunch of great songs and some old. They played "Passive Restraints," which is one of their first songs that they ever wrote, is what he said. But it just was dead. Everybody was just dead in the whole place. And Neil kept talking about it on the stage. He kept saying shit about it and everything like that. Trying to get people up. And they cut the end of the show short.
Yeah, we know that because Amy got the set list again. Amy likes to wear bare midriff type of shirts.
You
so
can
that
say
she can,
nothing.
She wore a handkerchief so that she could get, and it was JB again.
He had the drummer JP, gave it to her.
Oh yeah, I said JB because we know a JB now.
JP, giant smile on his face. She made his night.
He
was walking over with him, and
she
just
fucking
went,
pushed some bitch out of the way, and I lifted her up over the railing to grab the thing. But yeah, they were gonna play "Son of Virginia" for the encore, and they didn't,
because it would have deadened the crowd even more, because it's
such
chill
a slow song. Yeah.
So it just, I don't know. It was a bummer of a show for me. Like it really
I thought they sounded great.
Beautiful venue, but they can go fuck themselves. Capitol Theater in Port Ewan. I don't give a shit.
What'd you think of dinner? Where the fuck did we go? What was the name of that place? The food was fucking awesome.
Yeah. There was no sign out front. As we're walking in, Adam's like, "Oh, this is inviting."
Yeah.
It looked like a fucking speakeasy in the 20s. Like you couldn't you had to knock and get the password and everything.
Yeah, it was just like a big, heavy wooden door that's obviously 150 years old. And Rob's like, "This is it." I was like, all right.
Well, the fucking food was great.
God damn, it was good.
So, but yeah, that was our week, and then Amy.
So I do have this.
Dead Radio presents Shit Story. I'm so fucking happy.
It's not really a story. Okay, I don't want you to get your hopes up too much.
It is Jesse, by the way. He just friended me on Facebook.
Jesse?
It is Jesse, not Tucker.
Tucker. So, so do you remember we went to that gas station?
Yes.
Yeah, to find a bathroom.
Yes.
I had to take a crap. Not that big a deal, except for there was no toilet paper in there at all, which I'm sure you noticed.
I didn't.
So I was like, all right, fuck it.
Well,
and I just...
hang on. Let's paint the picture here.
Yeah.
This gas station was kind of in the ghetto, and it was like a Latin market type place, right?
Well, let me just say, like, what town was that in again?
Port Ewan.
Horrible, horrible place.
Not Port Ewan, Port Chester.
Port
I kept
Chester.
saying Port Ewan. It's Port Chester.
Yeah.
Capitol Theater in Port Chester, down south near New Rochelle area.
It's just the kind of place where there's one big main drag, 30% of all the businesses are shuttered. It's like parts of Main Street. And it's just like, what are all these people just milling around with? Like, what are they all doing right now? It's really just sketchy and scary and not cool. And, it's the kind of place where there's, 20 people sitting on a sidewalk all smoking cigars.
Well, in this case, sitting inside playing fucking Powerball.
Yeah. You're hanging out in a gas station playing Powerball.
I don't think it wasn't a gas station. It was just like a
whatever
a mart,
it was. It was like a mini mart.
But yeah, I went into the bathroom and I was just like, "Oh, I'm just gonna close my eyes and piss in a general area and get the fuck out of here before I get fucking AIDS."
Yeah, it was horrible.
So that was that, and then you went in.
So Amy went in first, and then you went in. And she was like, there is absolutely no toilet paper in there. None at all. So basically, she just had to pretend she was peeing in the woods and just deal with it. So then you went in, and then I went in, and I was like, as I go in, I was like, fuck it. And I took a box of Kleenex off of the shelf and went right into the bathroom and used them.
Well, yeah. I mean,
that's it. That's the whole story.
Oh, you didn't get shit on your finger or anything like that?
No, it's completely fine because I stole a box of Kleenex because of their ineptitude in their disgusting bathroom. And Amy was just like, yeah, just do it. Fuck it.
Yeah, you got to
So
go,
not the greatest story, but that was... I was like, I am not taking a crap at a venue. I'm not going to be that guy.
Was it a muddy shit or was it like a solid one?
Normal one.
All right.
I had a cheeseburger earlier,
Yeah, I mean, that can go one of two ways.
Yeah.
No. So, I don't, that's...
That was
the show. In Port Chester, Capitol Theater in Port Chester. It's a real bummer. Over the weekend, I actually gained 2 new listeners, actually. My stepbrother, CJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a friend of the family, his name is CR.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bit of a professional, so I can't say too much about him.
Yeah.
And he said
not
to make him, not to make him content, end quote. So, like, because I was like, we need, it's all about content. He's just like, you could talk about this. That's content. I'm like, yes, I will. He's like, no, please don't. I'm gonna anyway. So hopefully CR is listening. He does a lot of traveling, and he needed something to listen to while he was on the plane.
No.
And here you go. I was like, here you go, 115. Now 116 episodes.
I think
started.
I think the best thing for people to do is start at like 80, work their way up to here, and then go backwards from 79.
Yeah.
Because by the time you hit episode, like the compilation episodes, you're already a fan.
Yeah, you can't.
Don't start at episode 7.
Yeah, don't start there. You should probably start here. almost work your way backward. Like, yeah, I think you're right. Maybe
Yeah.
80 and
80
I
or
don't know,
90 or something like that.
peppering in. But
Yeah.
both times, I had to say, CJ's younger than me. How do I do it?
Yeah.
Snatch up his iPhone and do the same thing for CR.
Yeah.
I was like, see that icon that says podcasts? Yeah, that's where you get podcasts. Fucking weird, right? So I hit it. All right, so how do you get your podcast? Here's the crazy thing. You hit search and you type in the name of the podcast you're looking for. So in this case, Dead Radio Podcast. So let's type it in. DEAD.
And the best
space.
The best part is when you type it in, you get DEAD, and then if you just type in R, we'll be like the third one down.
There's a Dead Radio Entertainment.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Neither do I.
Wow, they got a .com and everything.
Well, we should probably do that. It's like $20 a month.
Oh, it's problem loading the page. Okay, let's try one more time. But yeah, it was just like, hey, here it is. Well, how do you do it? I'm like, I don't know. I don't have I mean, I don't have an iPhone, so I have no idea how to work. Hold on, I don't know how to work the fucking podcast app. But I sat there for a few minutes while I was showing them how to use their phones, and I went, oh, okay, this is how you do it. And then it just boop, 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 done.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the thing with the iPhones is, I think that they figured this out on your mom's house, is when you subscribe to a podcast, it automatically downloads.
Here's Dead Radio Entertainment.
Listen to
Kelly
what the fuck is this?
Hammer and Nigel.
So it's a podcast?
Hammer and Nigel. I don't know. A-hole karaoke. What is this?
Do you have an
check
about?
The about, yeah.
They've been around before us.
Damn it. Internet broadcasting company looking to put personalities back into broadcast. Radio has consolidated so much of his talent, taken away the voice of the personalities, helped them stand. So it's basically the same platform we're standing on. Oh, God.
No, because they're like an entertainment company.
Dead Radio BS.
They say these things.
This
like they
sucks,
said a bunch
man.
of stuff just then, but that didn't make any sense to me. Dead Radio Entertainment. So it looks like they have multiple.
Oh, they got a show.
Yeah.
Hammer and Nigel. Ugh. Holy fuck. P-bombs and bridal diapers.
But
They're
they're
old.
not doing any better than us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's like we're both in the same ship. It's just going to depend on which of us gets to land first.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they got some production value, so good for them. I mean, it's a different name. I mean, it's not as bad as Dead Empire and Dead Empires.
Oh, boy. Oh, man, that's funny.
Oh, he's going to be mad if he listens to that.
I'm just trying to find out where the hell they're based out of. You know?
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Where's this at?
Right, top right corner.
Oh, okay. So we're not going,
Yeah,
sounds
it's
like
fine.
a knife fight in the future. Future knife fight.
I'll have him on the show.
Yeah, to kill them.
No, I think we should. If we do have them on the show, we should do something like Opie and Anthony used to do, where they would just sublet out to. You have it on the show.
Oh yeah, we'll sublet.
Just sublet the show out just to see if they actually listened, or we'll only do your mom's house bits and pretend like they're ours. So like, oh, is that one of your bits? We're like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the moral of the story is, if you're listening
To this,
if
for the
you're
first
listening
time,
to this for the first time ever, no, don't.
I'm not gonna play it. Calm down.
It's too long.
Cut it down.
If you're listening to this for the first time ever, you already know what you're doing. So if you know someone who doesn't know about podcasts, do us a favor and inform them, and use us as an example.
Yeah,
That's a great way to do it, right?
yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I usually just take people's phones and then I click subscribe and then I turn on the notifications so that it will tell them every time.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't do anything
Yeah.
about that. I don't know if you.
Well,
have to
you might
turn
not
them
know
on.
how to do it. Yeah. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've done it.
I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah, I'm not either.
What do we got here? We're at 45. Do you want to take a quick break? Play
Yeah,
some
let's,
Francis Dean, come
play
back,
some
do a
Francis
couple,
Dean.
do like half an hour more or something like that, and then we'll go. Because there's more that needs to be more that needs to be spoken about. There's a couple local things here that I want to talk to. Oh my God. Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah, we're gonna go to break now. You were stumbling a lot, so we're just gonna go. We'll be back.
What's the name of this one?
Mrs. Rosen.
Yeah, I like this one.
No, I just like to yell.
Oh, okay.
It's Mrs. Rosen. So we're gonna take a quick break. We'll let Ryan collect his thoughts.
Yeah, because it's a mess. It's a mess up
It's
there.
a mess.
It's a mess. I'm bringing my broom.
Amy's watching that right now.
Good. Good. All right, we'll be right back, guys.
Did you shut the mics off? Hey, this is Diego.
This is Taka.
This is Rick.
This is Mike from Hudson Valley Tattoo Company, and you're listening to Dead Radio Podcast.
Only took 25 minutes.
No, it took him 25 minutes.
Really glad the camera was pointed at you during that.
Quick piss, and we're back.
It's the fastest break we've ever taken.
The song you just heard was Mrs. Rosen by Francis Dean off the Blue York EP. You can find that at francisdean.bandcamp.com for $5.
Yes.
Francis is spelled with an E.
Yes.
I'm dying to know what the fuck that, like, I got so many questions for them. Like,
I don't really have any. I was just going to be like, I like your music. You guys want a beer?
I have a fucking ton of questions. I was going to really fucking pick the shit out of their brains. I was going to
bring 3 growlers of Yingling.
Oh, God.
Because
right.
I have it. I have 7.
There you go. Drink all these. Have fun driving home.
I have about 7 gallons of beer. 7 gallons of beer left at the house, which is fine. Yeah, I just wish that the half barrel would fit in the kegerator I made. It only fits sixels. Sixels. So I can finish off Dad's beer before he picks it up.
Yeah, you brought some peasant juice and a wheat beer. I have no idea. I didn't bother.
No. I think the porter was really. I mean, it wouldn't have been worth it for you because they're not like huge standouts for his beers, but those are the ones that he can brew quickly. Mm-hmm. So that was the only reason he picked those.
Oh, okay.
Because a porter and a wheat, you can brew it in about 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Whereas something really like a lager, that could take 3 months.
How were they though? Regardless,
good. The porter is very similar to a Yingling porter, with probably it's a little maltier, it's a little thicker, much more hop character than that, but that same kind of thickness.
Okay.
Thickness isn't the right word.
Viscosity.
Viscosity. Yeah. So it's thin like a Guinness, but a little sudsier. The wheat beer, to be honest, I don't even remember if I tried it.
Oh shit! Is there
but
more left?
There's still like 2.5 gallons of it left.
Well, speaking of which, you should probably. This is considered. What are you drinking? What were you drinking?
Well, I was drinking.
Well, you got to hit the sounder now, right?
I forgot.
We got to have to do the thing.
You see, I forget every time.
I know.
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Now you know how I feel.
Yeah.
Like it's
well, I cut up audio today, and it's easy. Just so you know. Yeah. Compared to the video stuff. So I figured out that through using Adobe has much better programs for audio, but I don't know them. Mm-hmm. I have access to all of them if you'd like to use them.
Audition.
Yeah, I have access to everything.
I don't need it. I got this. It's fine.
So, but I figured out through Premiere I can export to MP3. So I was like, all right, so I'll do it since I'm using the audio for my videos anyway. I'll just cut it up so Ryan has it, and you can. It's not altered in any way. The only thing is the last 4 tracks I used. It's a vocal improving kind of filter, and it sounded much better.
Okay.
It pulls the vocals up.
Oh, all right.
So tell me what you think. But I still have the raw file too.
All right.
If you want that. But anyway, that's logistics on the air. But yeah, you can export an MP3, a 4-minute MP3 takes 2.5 seconds to export.
Yeah.
As opposed to a 4.5-minute video would take like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So imagine how long it took to export the movie.
The movie that's still hanging in limbo.
What the fuck are we doing with that? Anyway, what are we drinking?
Yeah.
So we had Downey cider again, the summer blend, same one we had on the show. Very, very good. I'm currently drinking.
I had the cranberry blend at the graduation
nice, right?
party, and it's excellent.
I was between that one and this one because I didn't know they had that mix pack there.
Yeah,
I would have just bought the mix pack. But I was expecting. I didn't realize what they do with the mix. The label was very misleading. It said, 9 beers, and then it had 6 different kinds on the bottom of the box.
Yeah.
Evidently, they use the same box
I think
all
you
year.
sent me a picture of that. I want to see if I can.
They have a
figure out
maple
what
one
they
and
are.
a
Yeah, here
pumpkin
it is.
one. They have a maple, a pumpkin, the summer, and I forget what the spring is. Maybe honey.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cranberry, maple, summer, pumpkin, and winter. Winter is aged in oaks with cinnamon bark and nutmeg, pumpkin, chai spices, maple syrup. Yeah, very simple stuff. But I mean,
Yeah, I was excited to try some different ones, but I didn't realize that they keep the cranberry. So they keep the cranberry in the regular one, and then they switch out the seasonal one, which is the summer right now, and you get 3 of each in a 9-pack.
Yeah.
So, oh my God.
It says cold as. It actually says on the box, cold as fuck, probably winter blend. Hot as fuck, probably summer blend. Wet as fuck, probably maple blend. Crisp as fuck, probably pumpkin blend.
That's great.
Very good. So yeah, Down East Cider, our new favorite drink, Down East Cider House. Find them at your local halftime distributor. Right? They're at halftime. Yeah.
That's where I got it, yeah.
Okay, good. We're also drinking Omission. We've talked about that before. It's fine. It's just fine.
Sort of beer. And I just got the Orange Dream, which Ryan, our local Otter Creek and Long Trail rep, dropped off for me at the Crafted Cup and made sure to specifically tell them that one of them was for me and one of them was for Tanner.
And no one
Tanner
else.
told Amber he won't know anything about it as long as you don't tell him. So luckily, the Long Trail rep texted me, and Amber ratted him out immediately. So
fucking rat.
So I grabbed it.
Snake in the grass.
I like it, but it's not. It's almost like when somebody built something up a lot for you, and you were expecting too much.
Like Armageddon.
It's
the
really
movie.
yeah. This is Armageddon of beers. It's really good. It's just I was hoping for a little bit more hop. Yeah. It's very creamy. It's not as crisp as I would like it to be. That's all.
I wouldn't
but
say-
it's a very good beer.
I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna
I would
say-
definitely recommend trying
I'm
it.
not gonna say Armageddon. I'm gonna say, The Hangover.
Yeah.
Is that kind of thing? Like everybody said, how fucking funny it was, and then I saw it and I was like, yeah, it's pretty funny, but it's not the funniest thing I've ever seen, which is what everybody was telling me. So yeah, Otter
It's
Creek
very, very
Orange
good.
Blend. The Hangover.
I wouldn't say I'm disappointed. I'm just not, over the top excited about it. But very delicious. I would recommend you pick one up and give it a try and let us know how you feel.
All right.
Yeah.
And there's that. Very successful day. Oh, yeah. I did text you this. I want to talk about this a little bit. I follow Nina Schutzman on Facebook, and
Who the fuck is that?
She is an investigative reporter for the Poughkeepsie Journal.
Okay.
And she is like, I would
It's a reporter in quotes.
I would say she's kind of our age.
Yeah.
So she's up on social media and everything.
How's her
like
grammar?
Good. She's live tweeting and shit while she's sitting in courthouses and everything like that. She's a good news source for like stuff right away.
Yeah.
If you haven't been following the show, and if you haven't been,
I mean, it's been a good 15 episodes.
How fucking dare you? Yeah. First of all, second of all, we've been following the Angelica Graswald case. There's the story about the kayaker who is on trial for murdering
her boyfriend,
her fiance, Vincent Viafore. Yeah,
Vincent Viafore.
So the trial has been just dragging on for like a year, maybe more.
Yeah, and in a nutshell, she's batshit nuts, but every single thing that they have hinges on a confession that she gave after 15 hours of completely no lawyer interrogation.
I was reading. I was reading Nina's posts on Facebook, and then I was reading the comments. A lot of people are very much fry this bitch.
Yeah.
She did it.
Mhm.
Even though, and I have to be the one to say, everybody who's saying that doesn't know the details of the case. We know the details of the case. We've listened to her fucking her testimony, the recordings of it. We've listened to 911 calls. We've listened to and we've read articles on top of articles and this and that. This case is very shaky.
Yeah. Shaky at best.
But they're also trying to get her on murder one.
They would have been better off without the confession, because the confession is what actually makes it look bad. Because she was being interviewed for 15 straight fucking hours, and she never even thought to ask for a lawyer. She's nuts.
She's also a language barrier too.
Yeah.
So
English isn't her first language, so she may have no idea what's going on. You know.
In any case, Nina was posting today, and I grabbed this. I got a screen grab of just a bunch of key ones. She said that this is Nina saying the judge says the defense will be allowed to proceed with a case that relies on alleged false confession, and the judge is granting prosecutors the ability to have Griswold examined by their own expert. Mm-hmm. So the defense wanted,
they want the confession thrown out, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're trying to get that, but they also want her, examined psychological evaluation. The defense wants their own done.
Yeah.
Which is, the trial will not start on June 13th. The new trial date was set for August 15th.
Yeah.
And the judge is pissed off at the defense because the defense about bringing in their own expert, they took so long dragging their feet about it.
Yeah.
But it's probably just buying time so they can get their
course.
shit.
Well, the longer it goes on, I mean, statistically speaking, the longer between arrest and trial, the better chances you have, because technicalities will happen more often, chain of evidence, all that kind of crap. But from everything that I've heard about this, I think that she watched him die and did not care. I think she was like, oh, good, he's going to drown. I can get out of all of this.
Yeah.
But I don't think that anything that she did, even if she thought that she was doing something malicious, removing that little plug out of the fucking kayak did literally nothing.
Yeah.
You could drill a hole in the bottom of a kayak and it would take it 25 minutes to fucking sink that size in the bottom of the kayak, much less the top. Meanwhile, that hole is 2 feet away from a hole that is 26 inches around or whatever,
Yeah.
Probably more than that. He'd have to be a pretty skinny guy to fit in there. Anyway, you're not listening.
I'm just no. We've fucking gone over this. I mean,
Yeah.
you're preaching to the fucking choir here, man.
No, I was just saying how wildly inaccurate my estimation of the size of the hole that you sit in is.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, I know you did.
Okay.
You weren't. I can tell when you're not listening.
I'm just. I'm trying to get up on this whole thing because, here we go. Nina Schutzman. I don't know if I'm saying her.
Schutzman.
Schutzman. SCHUTZMAN.
Yeah, Schutzman.
This was posted today. Defense team will seek to prove she falsely confessed to killing her fiancé during her upcoming murder trial, which has been rescheduled again. She's pled not guilty to second-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter in connection to the death of her fiancé, Vincent Villafore. So I think that sounds to me like they changed it.
Maybe. I think they were going for murder in the first degree, which is just premeditated. I'm going to kill this person, and then went about it in such a way that they would definitely die, which I think that they could probably get her on like a lower charge just because they would plea. But the thing is, even if you, like, let's say I go, I'm going to kill my wife by putting a nail in her tire. Think about this. So if I say I'm going to kill my wife by putting a nail in her tire, that's a stupid, childish way to try and kill somebody because it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
If she happens to die and it's completely unrelated to that, it doesn't matter what I thought or what I did.
Yeah.
You didn't do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what second-degree murder is, a non-premeditated killing resulting from an assault in which the death of the victim
didn't do
was
that
a
either.
distinct possibility.
That second-degree murder would be I'm going to punch my wife in the face repeatedly while she's driving.
Yeah.
And I don't care what's going to happen. Premeditated murder in the first degree, is where you set out to kill someone, you follow through with steps, and then you kill them. This woman, even if she did take that little thing out of there going, I hope he dies because of this, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, it's something. It's something that she should maybe be looked at for, but you can't send somebody to jail for that.
So here's a little bit deeper. The defense's expert is a Long Island-based forensic psychologist, Mark Janosin. Oh, here, let me throw that up for you. This, too, the tape on the screen. I was really hoping for those fuckers to... Anyway, I'm sorry, now we're both just reading it. But
yeah, well, I don't know where you left off.
I wish I had it back on my screen because we were doing better. We were doing better then, so I'm going to do that.
Jesus.
So after some delays, it was supposed to set trial was set to start in mid-March with jury selection in the Orange County Court. Days before the March 13th court conference, Graswell's defense team filed a notice of intent to present psychiatric evidence, and now we're here. So, yeah, another pretrial conference has been set for June 20th. Yeah, prosecutors contend Graswell tampered with Viafore's kayak, causing it to sink in the frigid Hudson River in an effort to claim $250,000 life insurance policy.
That's the thing. If they keep going on that, like the video that we watched of that guy going, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take that little thing out and drag it behind a boat and see what happens. They dragged it all around. No water entered the thing at all. You're talking about a tiny little hole that is right next to a giant fucking hole that you're sitting in.
Well, the whole point of the hole is that it's actually above the water.
Yeah.
It's at the very tip of the kayak that sits above the water.
It's to drain the
the water
thing.
that comes into the hole that you sit in. What's that hole called? We'll call it the
kayak person hole.
Yeah,
it's
the kayak person hole.
It's your midsection hole.
Yeah. So that's
what it's for. And if you take that out, nothing is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Do you think canoes are not fucking safe now? Canoes aren't safe because they have a giant hole in the top that many people sit in?
Yeah, they have a many-person hole.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Write
ridiculous.
that down, many-person hole.
Oh, I haven't even been thinking about it.
No, we'll just use that one.
So, yeah. Basically, what I would do as a defense lawyer, I would take a kayak and a sawzall and fucking cut the whole goddamn top off of it and paddle down the goddamn river. It's like, what do you think they were fucking doing?
Yeah. So
what was it, many-person hole?
We're not. No, it was many-person hole. Yeah, we're following the fucking thing. I mean, and we're trying to.
They've got nothing other than that confession because that's fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
That's. There's nothing you could do to a kayak that would slowly make it sink. Drill a hole in the bottom. That's gonna be pretty goddamn obvious.
Yeah. He goes to put it in the thing.
Yeah.
There's a fucking big hole in here. Do you know about this? No.
Let's just go. We're late. Let's go. Just get in the boat.
I can't get in this
but
kayak.
We have plans.
There's a hole in it.
Have a couple of beers. You'll be fine. That's another thing. The guy was fucking drinking.
Yeah, he was. See, that's Nina.
Are those leggings?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
They're like giant fishnets.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I don't know. She's keeping me up to date on
right.
Everything.
I'll have to follow her.
Yeah, she's
on the Facebook.
Good for local news and everything like that. Hold on, let me get back to what I was doing here. What else do we have? Yeah, so we're gonna keep following that. Hopefully, we'll
have an update in June.
Yeah, in June, and then in August, and then maybe before we fold up the tent on this whole fucking thing, we'll have an update to this fucking case. Can you imagine?
No, we should go out there to the trial with signs that we support her.
Oh God, but I'm with you in saying that.
Oh, I think she's completely fine with the fact that he's dead.
Yeah.
But for her to go, like, she basically said, I took the thing out hoping he would die. But you don't know how you don't know, like, what the context is, you know? It was very coerced, and English is a second language to her. You know, she should have had a lawyer and a translator.
This is American justice, ladies and gentlemen. This is how this works. Reasonable doubt.
Yeah, dude, if you get arrested and someone says you have the right to remain silent, blah, 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 they go through the whole thing, you go, no, I don't understand. Anything that happens before a lawyer gets there is completely inadmissible. No, I don't understand. I feel like you understand, sir. I do not understand. I'm speaking that very clearly. I need a lawyer.
Yeah.
She doesn't know she has those rights. You know,
I passed by this little ditty, also local news. I don't know if this is going to go anywhere. I didn't get a chance to actually read the article, but
good.
Hudson Valley.
This always goes great.
I know.
And then I Google it, and it's just made up.
Hudson Valley restaurant sparks debate over sign. The sign says, "Long-haired creepy people need not apply." No.
Can
men.
you throw it up so I can see?
Oh God! Can I just give myself something real quick?
Oh my gosh. Does that suck?
All right, so that was enough. Men in dining room with tank tops are not allowed. That's the sign.
So they ran out of room. So it says allow, and there's a tiny little ed.
Oh, I didn't notice that. It looks like alou.
Fine.
It looks like a French word, alou.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you can assign literally any dress code to your business that you want.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess the argument could be made that it's sexist, but you can also say, all right, now you got to wear a fucking tie. You want to wear a fucking tie? Keep talking. It's it's your place of business. It's not that discriminatory. It's you can't say like people with long hair can't be in here, but you can say you can't wear a tank top in here.
Oh, this is more of an editorial.
It seems like it would be.
Oh,
so this is nothing.
It's a complete editorial.
Move it on.
All right, that's a big flop. We should have a fucking sounder for that
it's like
too.
it's like when I go to well, it can always be.
All right, well, we'll use that.
Well, it's like when I would go into a bar.
Eardrums are still intact.
Well, you told me to turn it all the way up.
No, it's just the sounder itself. You're never mind.
I'll turn the sounder down. Yeah, it'd be like when you go to Mahoney's and they'd be like, you can't wear a hat in here. That has nothing to do with the fact that you're wearing a hat. It has to do with the fact that they're trying to keep ethnic minorities out. No hats, no bandanas. That's exactly what it is. Oh, fucking.
Oh,
it's been a while.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
It's all over the bell.
We had a spill, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, it's gluten free.
Yeah.
Is this on? Just leave it.
Do not touch that.
Don't tell me what to do.
Fresh roll just for you.
We can't forget to rewrite many person whole.
Because that's probably what it's going to be, because we're all being fucking lazy.
Yeah, I'm not even recording anything.
Jesus Christ, what is this about? Hold on.
We do have that skateboarding video.
Oh, yeah, play the skateboarding video. I'm watching, this is developing right now. Ariana Grande. I don't know. Ariana
Some
Grande.
person who I'm vaguely aware exists.
Yeah. She's cute and all, and she's like a pop singer. Is developing multiple fatalities after a suspected explosion at one of her concerts. Yeah. And that was like a quick blurb of people freaking out and getting the fuck out of Dodge. Concert goers were shocked as tragic events unfolded. Ariana Grande had just gone behind the curtain and the lights came up and there was this massive bang and a big cloud of smoke. I saw 5 people with blood all down them, said one concert goer. People were wanting to stay away from the serious incident. Video concert shows panic fans fleeing the scene. Yeah, it's still developing. So apparently...
Yeah, so this was in England?
Yeah, in Manchester. A bunch of people are dead.
One explosion.
20 people, at least 20 people were killed.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's just happening like pretty much right now. Or like, well, not now. 5 hours from now. See, he doesn't pay attention when he's reading either.
No, I wasn't. You probably weren't saying anything good anyway, right?
I said it's not happening now. It's happening 5 hours from now. That's how far. That's how far. Right?
That's a bad joke. It's a really.
I think
bad
it's
joke.
a good joke. It's a good joke. It's a time travel joke.
Everyone is screaming and running. Tour schedules.
You could tell they were wholly unprepared for this fucking.
Yeah, well, this is the first I'm hearing about this.
Francis fucking Dean. God damn it. We have to scrounge for content.
Parents who had been separated from their children during the mayhem were told to go to a Holiday Inn, where many of them had taken refuge. Local residents offered stranded concertgoers places to stay in their homes. Not much info yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably some sort of a terrorist attack, but could just be somebody who just really doesn't like our music. I don't know.
Could be an equipment malfunction. I can't imagine anything there that
would kill 20 people.
Yeah,
No,
explode and kill 20. I mean, maybe a bad if they had fireworks and they had a fireworks mishap. That's the only thing I can think of. Great White incident.
Well, they weren't licensed, and this is also indoors, so you can't really do.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Fireworks indoors?
Hell yeah, sure.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems stupid.
You could do all kinds of crap indoors. I watched the goddamn. Oh, did I tell you?
Didn't James Hetfield get his fucking head almost blown off by one of those things?
Yeah. Actually, he did.
Yeah.
Not his head blown off, but he got
That's hence
scalded.
the almost that he's still alive.
Yeah, so.
I saw a meme the other day of Chris Hetfield leaning in, like playing guitar or whatever, leaning in over the stage, and then he just starts like noodling with his left hand, and he taps the security guard on his right shoulder, and the security guard looks.
Yeah, yeah.
He just laughs. That's great.
I saw the Trans-Siberian Orchestra around Christmas time, and they were blowing shit up inside all over the fucking place. It was at the Pepsi Arena. So, lots of fire, all kinds of crap like that. So, it can happen.
Yeah. Probably not, though. Because it would happen near the stage. Instead of happening in the back of the house.
Yeah, they had a thing in the back. This Trans-Siberian had like something behind where I was sitting on fire.
Interesting.
You know,
well, we will follow up as this story develops. You want to watch this fucking guy run from the cops on a skateboard?
Yes, I fucking do.
I mean, I know we already watched it. But
you can't throw it up there?
No, I forgot the thing.
Oh, you cunt.
It started out as just another Los Angeles police chase.
Pause, please.
Stolen BMW.
I do fucking hate this bitch.
What is her name?
I don't know.
Jeannie something? Jeannie Marsh or...
Well, the first comment is this lady's voice is annoying. And then someone replied to that. Oh, no, it's 20 replies. Somebody says lady, you mean old bat.
Jeannie Mose. Yes, Jeannie Mose. She's like the fluff piece fucking...
She's awful.
Yeah, she's absolutely awful. She's like...
She's
she
driving
only
in the
reports
wrong
on
lane against traffic, doing 90 miles an hour at one point, weaving and squeezing. And
Jesus
then,
Christ.
boom.
Boom, he just crashed.
But the rear ending wasn't the surprise ending to this story.
See, pause.
Luggy.
So he rear-ended that car and the trunk popped up. I was expecting like
Could you imagine?
somebody like hopping out of the trunk. I actually was expecting, oh shit, they found somebody in the trunk.
No, I was hoping he was going to grab a longboard from the trunk. Like, this'll work.
like
Yeah.
do one of these.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Getaway skateboard was.
So he pulls a longboard out. It looks like he's wearing a ski mask and gloves too.
Clutching the longboard. And
So
then
he's
came the
he's running with a longboard. That makes so much sense.
move worthy of a movie, if only.
So then
it
he
were.
throws it on the ground, jumps on it, and obviously has no idea what he's doing. He falls off, starts running, picks it up, and starts running it again.
Talked to gave the suspect low marks.
Yeah, so
Technique was described as not very good. The chase
he was better
His
off running.
technique was described as not very good.
So then a red fucking pickup tries to hit him to basically slow him down, which gave the cops a second to catch up, and then he blocks him again.
Yeah, he basically the guy in the truck rams his truck into. Here, go back a little bit. he rams the red truck into like a fence, like an iron fence or anything, and pins the guy in it like he's like, he had to like try to scramble over the hood, and he didn't get a chance. The cops got him because of this guy.
Absolutely. I mean, they would have gotten him either way.
And the driver is from Operation Repo, and if you've ever watched that fucking show, it's a giant piece of shit.
Yeah, it's completely fake.
It's a fake repo show.
They're all fake. My favorite parts about those shows
Are they all fake?
They are all fake. Every one of them is fake.
Okay.
You can't. You really think like I know people that repo cars. They go in the middle of the fucking night, they calmly and quietly drag the car onto the truck, and they leave. You really fucking think that they're going to be able to do that with a cameraman with a giant fucking light on top of their fucking camera?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and then when they drive away with the car and the guy pulls out a gun and starts shooting at him, you think the cameraman's going to stick around for that?
Yeah.
It's all fake. Every one of them is fake.
I watched one time where the cameraman thought it would be a great shot to get into the back of the car that they were towing, and then the tow truck driver, he had to take a shit really bad, so he was driving erratically to try and get home or to get back to base to take a shit. You know what? I think it was from this fucking show.
Yeah.
Now that I'm like, I'm processing it, because that big fat fucking driver in there.
It was just instinct, just to block the guy
He
out.
got sweaty from
Just
driving.
instinct.
He got sweaty from driving.
He's a large man. He's a large
Charged with
human.
auto theft. Police recovered the skateboard,
just instinct.
presumably for evidence.
Just instinct.
Police recovered the skateboard.
With it. You know, a skateboard isn't what that guy needed. What that guy needed.
Yeah, that skateboard
was
needs
this.
fucking bearings.
He's on a hoverboard. But if
That's-
this guy had one of those, don't hover, take cover.
What?
Gino, CNN.
See,
Who's that
I
This
wanna
is the
throw-
worst.
I want
this
to
is
break
the
your
worst
$1,000
piece
Mac.
of fucking news that I've ever seen in my life. This stupid bitch.
It's all the time, that fucking
What,
chick.
like,
all the time.
Talk about a stretch with that. He needed one of these, and it's just okay. So you just want us to cut in like 45 seconds of Back to the Future? You really want us to do that? You think it's that strong that you want us to keep going with it?
It's a fluff piece. It's to
It's
take
fucking
away from
terrible.
all the fucking mayhem and politics that's going on. It's just
Yeah,
like
that was
kind
awful.
of give you a break from that.
So anyway,
If
had
he
the guy been on a boosted board, he would have gotten a lot farther.
That's where I was going with it.
He would have gotten 7 miles.
Before the battery died.
Yeah. But even then, like, he's running. Like, why are you running with the skateboard? Get on it and fucking skate. And like a longboard, you're not going to go any faster unless you're going downhill. If you're going downhill, you can hit fucking 60 miles an hour. But if you got to kick the thing, you're not going to go any faster than running. You're just not.
Yeah. Well,
this guy's a fucking idiot. And that bitch needs to be she needs to be out of the media.
Well, I would call that.
Is that everything we have?
I would call that the end. I have some other stuff, but I think that's.
Is that anything
I
good?
think we're good. Hmm?
I forgot the name of the
Some-
show. I didn't write it down.
Many person whole. I was reading an article about a kid that died of way too much caffeine.
Oh no, I want to know about this.
You do?
Yeah, because I didn't read the article.
It was like last week or something like that. A lot of things happen after we do our show, which is suspect, but
that's the whole premise of the show last week with John Oliver.
Yeah.
Important thing happens on Monday. When do we report it? The following Sunday.
A dangerous combination of caffeinated beverages ultimately led to the death of a South Carolina teen, according to a medical examiner. The Richland County Coroner's Office announced Monday. I don't know what fucking day that was. So the article came out on the 15th. So do your math.
So it's the 16th.
Died after drinking a large Diet Mountain Dew soda, a McDonald's cafe latte, and an energy drink within a 2-hour period. There are people at the at the Crafted Cup. There are people at the Crafted Cup that drink that in one drink. I know.
Yeah,
one of the guys, you know him, Happy Guy Ben.
Oh yeah,
that motherfucker will sit there for 2 hours and drink probably not close to 9.
Yeah.
Shots of espresso.
Yeah.
You know, this kid didn't get that much, but
that doesn't seem like it's true, unless he had like a heart condition.
It's
didn't
true.
Know about.
I mean, the New York Post is.
So how many drinks was that?
So we had a large diet Mountain Dew, a McDonald's cafe latte. I can't imagine that the McDonald's cafe latte had anything more than 2 shots of espresso or whatever. I don't know what they do.
But the funny thing is with McDonald's coffee is it has really high caffeine. It's either really high or really low. I can't remember. But it's something
really
like
high.
not normal.
Large diet Mountain Dew. Well, let's do this. You look up. What are you looking up right now?
Cafe latte,
Okay.
caffeine milligrams.
Large Mountain. Can we have a moment of silence for Jason Fulham, please?
Okay, so I'm on a site called Caffeine Informer. So it's 142 milligrams in the latte.
Okay.
And then
I'm on Caffeine Informer as well with the caffeine in Mountain Dew, and I'm actually getting there. It is 54 milligrams per 12 fluid ounces. So what is a large? God damn it.
I'll let you slide on that one too. What was the third thing?
A energy drink.
Doesn't say what.
Let's call it a Monster energy drink because he's from South Carolina. 32 ounces of liquid in a large McDonald's cup. So what is the math there?
Caffeine amounts.
3. So times 2, that's 108. So that would make it 160 something. So let's say 150 milligrams in 150 milligrams of caffeine in the Mountain Dew.
And the Monster is 160.
Okay. So let's do the math. 160, and we're going to say 150 for the Mountain Dew, too.
150?
150, yeah.
So that's like 475, 460.
That's not a lot.
That. Yeah.
In as far as I could tell.
Yeah, so let's just say 450. And then on this site we have a caffeine calculator.
All right.
So how old was this kid?
He was 16.
Oh, this is like drinks. No, this is not going to work. So he's 16 years old, so he's probably like 140, 150.
He looked like he was on the husky side.
Yeah, so let's say 180 just to be safe.
Mm-hmm. 180 is a bit big.
That's just how much caffeine is safe.
Trying to inform our viewers.
Yeah, well, I mean, 400 milligrams of caffeine a day appears to be safe for most healthy adults. So he's well below that. Well, no. What do we say? It was 450?
475.
So he's, I mean, that's not. So, what is that? Caffeine. What was the name of that site?
Caffeineinformer.com. Ooh, here's a little side
So
piece.
I want to see.
Documented deaths by caffeine.
Yeah. So I just want to average drip coffee. That's kind of what I want to know.
Oh, listen. Oh, wow.
163 milligrams in an 8-ounce cup
of coffee.
So this is it's like 3 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
How the fuck did he die from 3 fucking cups of coffee?
That's what
that can't be right.
That's what it says. Davis Allen Kripe is his name. Let's see if I can find an update.
Did they say like what it did to him? Did he have a heart attack? Did he have an aneurysm? Like you can't overdose on caffeine like that.
And I just X'd out of the fucking thing. Let me see here.
Because I'm calling a bit of shenanigans on this.
Yeah, I'm starting to see this here too.
I mean, I could see someone dying from it, but yeah, he had a cardiac event. He probably had an undiagnosed condition.
Here we go. This is 4 days ago, reporting from Yahoo News. 16-year-old when he collapsed and died last night. Several high caffeinated drinks within a 2-hour time frame. Interview with Reuters. Watts said the cripe was healthy and there was no sign of heart condition, although the teen weighed just over 200 pounds. Jesus fucking Christ.
So the official
16 and you weigh 200 pounds?
The official
Holy
cause
shit.
of death was caffeine-induced cardiac event causing a probable arrhythmia. So this kid had an undiagnosed heart condition. That has to be what it is, because that's not fucking normal. I have that much caffeine in 2 hours every fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
Every fucking day.
Up to 400,
and it wasn't a slow buildup.
Up to 400 milligrams of caffeine a day is safe for the average healthy adult, according to the Mayo Clinic. You know, equaling about 4 regular-sized cups of brewed coffee, 10 cans of Coke, or 2 energy shot drinks.
Yeah, so I'm slightly above that.
Oh, shit, they did the math for us. If I just found this article, we wouldn't have had to do math on the show.
Well, it was very rough math.
90 milligrams of caffeine in a 16-ounce energy drink. Oh, that was just their. That was like a low ball. We kind of highballed it. So he did like the caffeine induced, and it, something. But here's the other thing. On that caffeineinformer.com, which is a really interesting website actually, they had a little link here for the documented deaths by caffeine. The first one on the list is 19-year-old Connecticut resident James Stone died. A quick tally of his dose was 4,800 milligrams of caffeine.
Well, that seems about right. So that's 10 times as many. So that's like 40 cups of coffee.
He took 24 no-dose tablets.
So he was trying to kill himself.
I've taken no-dose, and they fucking do quite a number on you.
Yeah. So, yeah, he like 10 times as much as that kid took. For me, I think that was on the high side of fairly normal. I could see if he had never had caffeine in his life, maybe, but...
It didn't sound like it.
No.
Here's the funny...
Nobody does that if they hadn't.
He's 200 pounds. He probably drinks tons of soda.
Yeah.
At 16. Jesus. Actually, a lot of the deaths here are by caffeine pills. Oh, that was caffeine pills. Here we go. Caffeine powder, energy drinks. Fatal case in Australia was researched in 2009 between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. A 20-year-old patient drank 7 to 8 cans of an unnamed energy drink. He collapsed 3 p.m. suffered fatal cardiac arrest. Postulate and possible role of excessive consumption. Researchers postulate a possible role of excessive consumption of caffeinated energy drinks in triggering the life-threatening cardiac events. 8 cans of Bullet energy drink, $1,000. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Yeah, so I mean, most of the people that actually die. Here's a fun one. 2011. 14-year-old girl consumed 2 24-ounce cans of Monster energy drink, which equates to 480 milligrams of caffeine before going into cardiac arrest. 2013, a mother filed a lawsuit against Monster for the death of her 19-year-old son. He consumed 3 Monsters in a 24-hour period prior to his death, about 2 to 3 a day for the last 3 years.
You see, I feel like
480 milligrams.
That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot to go 2 to 3 a day. So I think that took a while.
I think that some of these people probably have like
underlying medical conditions,
right?
But I mean, not to say that there shouldn't be a warning on them. There absolutely should be a warning on them. I don't necessarily think that there should be a warning on something like Mountain Dew or Pepsi for their caffeine content because it's less than coffee per ounce. It's a lot less than coffee, but. You pound down fucking 4 Monsters a day for 3 years, yeah, you're going to have fucking problems. You're more likely to get diabetes than you are to have a heart attack, but it's still really bad for you.
Yeah.
But this one, this seems like a freak thing. Yeah. Because like I said, I got off caffeine for almost 2 years. And then when I started back at Starbucks, I eased into it because I knew it was going to be a problem. And you can tell. You can tell when you're like, okay, I feel a little weird.
Don't you mean Starbutts?
Yes.
Sorry.
Starbutts. Life is in shambles. Started working at Starbucks.
All right.
In my interview, it was like, so is there anything that you feel like you've really accomplished in the last few years, like something that you're proud of? I was like, I got off coffee.
What kind of fucking question is that?
That's
for
a
an
fucking
interview?
corporate Starbucks question. What are you proud of? Not this. Not being here. Certainly not talking to you and feeling like I'm going to be wearing one of those fucking smocks to work for the next 2 years.
Watching my hair fall out
Yeah.
from wearing a baseball hat all
Yeah.
the time. Well.
Putting on that fucking sweaty headset, talk to fat fucks in cars. Yeah, no, fuck that shit.
All right, I think we've covered most of it.
Excuse me, I need my melted milkshake, or I'm going to yell at you and call your manager and tell her you should fire you. He should fire you.
Oh, boy. What do you think?
I'm good with that.
Pull
So
the
we're just
plug
going
on it?
with many-person hull.
Yeah. And we'll end the show with some Francis Dean. IG88 is the name of the song. Again,
I think this one's my favorite.
it's a departure from the rest of the EP, which I want to talk to them about. But might have to play it over again because it's only 2 minutes and 16 seconds long.
We can do it.
So yeah, check them out, francisdean.bandcamp.com. They will be on the show. They are not enemies of ours, even though we're going to talk about them being enemies of ours for a little while.
fine.
But yeah, next week it's the Barbershop by Fred Kois.
Fred Kois.
We're going to be on Sunday, so set your watches.
Yeah.
Fuzzy.
It has nothing to do with Memorial Day. It's just they happen to be closed at that time, so it's just better for them. They're going to be open Memorial Day, so they'll be here Sunday night. And that's that. We're gonna talk about haircuts and haircut culture, which is the thing.
Hey, I'm all for it, man. I want to talk.
He showed me videos of a barber that have 100,000 views of a guy cutting another dude's hair, and I'm watching it and I'm like, I don't understand why anyone would ever watch
And
this.
people think it's strange that we do a podcast in our basement, in my basement. This doesn't make sense. Real quick, Brooke from upstairs. I think that's what we're going to call her from now on, right?
Brooke from upstairs.
She says, I disagree. Caffeine is an addictive chemical, similar to nicotine. It is harmful and should not be sold to minors. At least those energy drinks and at least those energy drinks and highly caffeinated beverages.
I can't disagree with that. I
Hard
mean,
not to.
16-year-olds can't make any fucking decisions.
See what I mean?
Crap. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I think that there needs to be a warning on there at least, you know?
Yeah.
But
definitely.
it's tough because it is the minority. Like way more teens are killed by alcohol, which they're not allowed to buy.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, let's finish
You're just playing the
I
song
know,
again.
I'm trying to cue it up, but it's not working out well.
No, it's fine. So maybe a topic for another day.
Yeah. We'll put a pin in it and then never
revisit it ever again.
Until
put it
next
on the fucking wall.
Until next
put it right
Sunday,
next to
kids.
historical fencing.
We'll see.
That has been up there for a year. Solid year. Historical fencing.
I keep trying to play this song. All right. Yeah, see you Sunday, 6 days from now. Put a pin in that.
Yeah. I'm going to pee and then I'm going to take a panoramal and get the fuck out
I'm
of
going to
here.
listen to Francis Dean on the way out, so I'll restart it for you.
For the, fifth time?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. It's a great song. It's wonderful.
All right, kids. See you next week. Bye-bye.